The hateful. What is the meaning of hateful here? Appamada. Of the Buddha, when Buddha before passed away, he told the monk, he say, Appamadena sampadeta, my monks, be hateful. So the last word Buddha said before he passed away, he told the monk, literally means non-infatuation, that is ever present, mindful, watchful, or earnest in doing good. So 不放逸啊，中文叫做不放逸，单循精进，不放逸。The ethical essence of Buddhism may be summed up by this word Appamada. So the last word of the Buddha were Appamadena sampadeta, strike on with diligence. So 有意思哦，講 I my negligent, so I practice 冇一間啦，老了一間了，一人嘅朋友行了，親戚行了，咱人啊，我是waiting for 係咪啊？有人嘅時間咯， so 70歲了，72歲了，75歲了，80了嚟。So this is Appamada, so hatefulness. And then the deathless, Amata. So Nibbana actually is the meaning of Nibbana. 不死的法就是呢涅槃的法，就是佛陀所教我们呢要证到这个涅槃。So Nibbana is the ultimate goal of Buddhists. As this positive term clearly indicates, Nibbana is not annihilation or a state of nothingness, as some are apt to believe. It is the permanent, immortal, supramundane state which cannot be expressed in mundane. So Nibbana, sometimes people go to extreme, say it's nothingness. Then when you practice to nothingness, so it's not in that sense of nothingness. Amata. Actually use the word deathless is more correct. 個stage 未死了，冇因為你冇嚟出世，你冇嚟死，你嚟出世咧，你人就愛死。有生必有死，這樣，所以不生就不死了。So this is the meaning here. And then number 3, the hateful do not die. What is here? The 3 say, this should not be understood to mean that they are immortal. 就唔是講咱人係未死啊，成講人講你修得成仙啦，你有聽？你未死了。你知道我講的什麼意思嗎？其他的道教他們是想修仙了啊，你就不會死了，你會長生不老。可是這個deathless 不是這個意思，這個說不，你不會死的意思就是，他不死是這一生不死不，他就是說這一生生了，他永遠的，他不會死，你不會死。可是我們不是這個意思，我們這個身體還是會死了，以後呢就不會再來生老病死，這樣的意思。Yeah. So no being is immortal, not even Buddha or Arahant. So 佛陀也是一樣，或是阿羅漢也是一樣，雖然他們證了涅槃，他們也是呢，這個色身呢也是會有這個生老病死。The idea implied herein is that the hateful who realize Nibbana are not reborn. So 我們不會再來出世了，再來 reborn. But sometimes people use the word reincarnation. 有的時候會用 reincarnation， 特別咧more proper word to use in Buddhist is reborn, like 再生。And so do not die. You are not born, then you will not face die. So the hateless are regarded as dead. dead as because they are not intent on doing good and subject to repeated birth and death. So the Hitlers, yeah, Appamada 的人 ，so 伊人无去修这个不死的法、涅槃的法，所以他们还会再来生，来老病死，所以他们呢，这个在轮回中，这个是第三的意思。那么再看 ，distinctly understand this difference. What difference? These two difference. One is death. One is not death. So the difference here, number 4. Knowing well that there is emancipation for the hitful, but not for the hitless. So understand 講咧，hitful 人咧，this 後幾步過來生老病死，然後 hitless 嘅人咧，還要來面對這個生老病死啦，這個 different of this. So, and then another one is in the realm of Arya. We just now say Aryan. So number 5. Here, Arya means the pure one, like the Buddha and the Arahant. So actually, Aryan race. There's a race in India actually, but come from the Persia. That side to India, so that race is called Arya. So, but then Buddha used the word Arya to mean the
noble,
the holy one, the pure one,
not noble,
the noble one. Yeah, we can use the word to say noble one. So it means the Buddhas and the Arahant. The rank of Arya means the 37 factors of enlightenment. So the realm of the Aryas, 他们就是在这个33 factors of enlightenment 37道品这里面呢，他们的法 factors of enlightenment, Bodhipakya, Dhamma, and the 9 supramundane state. See the note of 44, that is 115 verse. So the 9 supramundane state. Makkapala, and then come to 道果嘛，有4道4果的吗？8个，那么最后一个呢？
佛陀的觉悟
9咯，它有9个，所以在这里面 ，and then the constantly meditative 6. Here meditation include both concentration, samatha, and contemplating or insight meditation, vipassana. So in Buddhism, so we have these two, samatha and vipassana. That means concentration and insight meditation. We use the word here because insight is the one that who let us to understand and free ourselves. So number 6 here. Then the ever state first one, realize the born free. Number 7, the born free. Yoga kema. Free from the 4 bonds of sense, desire, craving for existence, bhava, and then ditthi and avijja. Karma, bhava, ditthi, avijja. Karma, tanha, or sometimes we use the word yoga kema. So karma tanha is we bound to this karma loka. Karma, sensual desire. And then bhava tanha. What is a bhava tanha? So we craving for existence. The existence means not only in this karma, but higher plane of existence. For example, in the realm of Brahma world. So bhava tanha, ditthi, wrong view. so many wrong views. Sometimes nowadays, if you sometimes go on this to see YouTube and things, so it will pop up many things that people complain this and complain that, and then some of them they explain things very very nicely. And we can see, sometimes people are very confusing. Sometimes, very intelligent, and ignorance, avijja. I already say that the Buddha said that the darkest thing in this world is what is the avijja, is the 无明啊，不知道生老病死的这个苦。So this is here yoga came. So there are these four: karma, bhava, ditthi, avijja. Bound free. So we are not bound to this one. And then supreme nibbana, number 8. Nibbana, ni plus vana. Ni means no more, departure from vana. Vana here actually is like forest, vana, or craving. It is supramundane state that can be attained in this life itself. It is also explained as extinction of passion. So nirvana also extinction of passion. Is no more passion, but not a state of nothingness. It is an eternal blissful state of relief that's a result from complete eradication of the passion. So nibbana, when people ask you what is nibbana, what is a Buddhist practice, what is your aim? So for Buddhists will say that, we are practicing for the noble eightfold, practicing eightfold path. And what is your aim for? You say for nibbana. Then people ask, what is nibbana? So can you explain what is nibbana?
Exiting from the cycle of samsara.
Yeah, nibbana is no more birth and death, extinction of this birth, aging and death, no more. And then also freedom from greed, hatred, delusion. So we must be able to talk to them in that way.
But Amata is a synonym of Nibbana.
Amata means deathless, and then it's also synonym of Nibbana. 不死，你证到不死的这个法呢，就是涅槃。因为你不再来生，你不会再来经过这个老病死。Eternal blissful state release result from complete eradication of passion, no more passion. Passion for the bhava tanha, karma tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. All this tanha. Metaphysically, nibbana is the extinction of suffering. So we can use the one word also to say extinction of suffering. Dukkha, because in Four Noble Truth, what we're talking about is dukkha. And then say nibbana, then extinction of suffering. So you can say that is freedom from suffering. Psychologically, it is the elimination of egoism. So ego, so 无我，有没有听过这个字哦？常常说无我，无我 ，no I, no more I, no more mine. This egoism. Ethically is the eradication of lust, hatred, and delusion. So how we want to explain it is according to what, metaphysically or psychologically or what is that? Another one, ethically. So you differently you explain it. Ethically 就是道德上的来讲，就是呢不贪不嗔不痴。这样的东西 ，medically 呢，涅槃呢，就是没有苦了。还有 psychologically 呢，心理上学的就是呢，没有我了，无我了。就 ，so people explain in many ways. Okay, now we understand a little. What is the English Chinese translation here? 21. 不放逸是不死尽。放逸是死尽，不放逸的人不死，放逸的人与死同样。这个呢， 这本书其实就是这个净海长老他翻译的，这个不翻译。The path to deathless, and then is the path for people who diligent practice. So if you are negligent, then you are going on the path of death. OK， 那么第22呢，明了这个道理，这个道理就是两个不同的，一个是翻译，一个不翻译。不翻译的智者不翻译，那么荒木圣者的境界，圣者的境界里面，这个讲37道品 ，OK， 就是阿赖耶的境界。智者常坚强的忍耐，勇猛修习禅定，解脱束缚，获得无上的安稳涅槃。他的翻译也很好。OK， 好 ，we see what is the cause for Buddha to utter this Dhammapada？ 什么原因佛陀讲这个3句的法句经是由什么原因因缘 ？So 有这2个的人呢 ，Magandiya blocked against Queen Samawati. This is a very famous story. I think you have heard before. Queen Samawati had many maids of honor who attended to her every need. Among them was a maid called Kujuttara, whose duty was to buy flowers for Samawati from the florist Sumana every day. So Kujuttara is the maid of this Samawati, who every day have to the duty is to buy flowers for this Queen Samawati. And one day, Kujuttara is actually is the lady who hunchback, one ku. 你知道什么叫
驼背
啊？驼背的，他可能人很高啊，那么这样啊，常常是这样。Kujuttara， but 他很聪明的。So Kujuttara had the opportunity to listen to sermon delivered by the Buddha at the home of Sumana. So Sumana, the florist, who have, a gardener, like plants a lot of flowers and selling these flowers. And then he is the disciple. She or he? Sumana is a she. Yeah. So she has the opportunity to listen to the Dhamma. She's the disciple and always invite Buddha to her home. Because of her spiritual attainment in her previous life. So when we talk about story, sometimes it refers also to the previous life. So it's not in this life alone that people have such kind of intelligence. The words of the enlightened one help her to attain Sotapan. So Kujuttara in the past life also had the, I think, opportunity to associate with the Buddha, come contact to the Buddha, and so have developed certain spiritual maturity. So in this life, so she is able to listen only. The Buddha just give the sermon and attain the first stage of enlightenment, Sotapatti. Because of her spiritual attainment in her previous life, the words of the enlightenment helped her to attain the Sotapatti. On returning to the palace, she repeated the sermon to Samawati and her other maids, and they also realized that. So this Kujuttara was very intelligent lady who heard the Dhamma and could remember the Dhamma, and then she went back to tell her this lady master, lady or mistress. So Samawati. about the Buddha's sermon, because she already attained the first stage of enlightenment. So from that day, Kujuttara did not have to do any major work, but was looked upon as mother and teacher to Samawati. So when the Samawati heard about the sermon given, by the Buddha from the mouth of this Kujuttara, she was so happy that she said that Kujuttara, from today onward, you don't have to do other work, but only your duty is to go to listen Dhamma from the Buddha and come back to repeat to us. She was so what we say, enthusiastic to listen the Dhamma. 她很热忱的想要听法。那么 and also recognize Kujuttara to be mother. Take her as mother, because Kujuttara helped her also, to attain, the first stage. So, but looked upon as mother and teacher to Samawati. Okay. Being an extremely intelligent person, she listened to the discourses of the Buddha and repeated them to Samawati and her mates. So actually, in that palace, the queen, so the other mates also, they are all grouped together. They are so interested also in the Buddha's teaching. So the Kujuttara repeat to them, Samawati and other mates also. So great was her intellect that in the course of time, Kujuttara even mastered the Dhamma. In the course of time, after some time, she become very versed in the Dhamma also. 聽久了，伊對這 Dhamma 較了就清楚了。這 Kujuttara. Samawati and her mates like to see and pay homage to the Buddha. But you know that in the palace as a queen or as a consort, you are not so free to simply to contact the outside people. So what happened? They like to see Buddha and to pay homage to the Buddha, but Samawati and the maid, they had no opportunity. They are in the palace, but were afraid that the king might disapprove. So 他们当然也是怕说那个王不尊了。So they would look at the Buddha by peeping through opening in the palace wall. So 他们怎么样呢？他们在那个 palace 的 wall 那边墙壁那边挖洞，挖坑坑。Kalau 做坑咧，Buddha 跪了，跟这里回想跪是属于那个了偷看，全部从那个 palace 那个 wall 那边偷看那个佛陀过去，他们当然看了，他们都是 they want to pay respect when they see the Buddha and the monks pass by, so they just want to see and pay respect to the monks. So they pay respect to the Buddha in this manner every time he passed the palace on his way to the home of other devotees. So it must be a path that actually that usually Buddha have to take through to other side. At that time, the king. So the king, what is the name of the king? Have already mentioned? Not yet. Okay. At that time, the king had another consort by the name of Magandiya. 这个 Magandiya 呢，等下你们就要知道她是怎么样。She was the daughter of a Brahmin. The Brahmin once decided that the Buddha was the only person who was worthy enough to marry his very beautiful daughter. You remember this story? No, you remember?
This one?
Yeah, this one, because the Brahmin and the wife actually one day when the Buddha sat under a tree, so this Brahmin passed by and he looked at the Buddha and he see the physical signs of the Buddha， 这个佛陀的那个像，有那个庄严的那个像，32的那个大丈夫像，他就知道这个呢是一个很伟大了不起的人。So the Brahmin, they know how to look at the signs of the person. So he knows that the Buddha is a very special person and only worthy of his daughter, because his daughter also very beautiful. So the Brahmin and the wife, so the Brahmin decided to marry her daughter to Buddha. So he told Buddha to sit down there waiting. And then he saw the footprint first, footprint, because the Buddha walk and then sat under the tree. So he followed the footprint and then he saw the Buddha, and then he came to know that the Buddha, the great person. So then he told Buddha to sit down, and then he wanted to bring his daughter to the Buddha. So he finally, yes, he bring the daughter and to the Buddha. Then we see what happened. So the Brahmin once decided that the Buddha was the only person who was worthy enough to marry his very beautiful daughter. 当然，他的那个女儿一定是很漂亮，所以这个婆罗门认为说呢，没有其他的男子呢能够有这样的那个什么那个 worthy 是的什么来给他的女儿。So he offered to give his daughter in marriage to the Buddha. Then the Buddha, 他带他的女儿来的时候 he brought his daughter to the Buddha and say, want to let the daughter to marry to the Buddha. So then Buddha say what? Actually, Buddha turning down his offer. Buddha say, even after seeing the most beautiful girls, Tangha, Arati, Raga, 这个三个呢是谁？
魔王的女儿。
魔王的女儿。The Mara's daughter. They have the name Tangha, actually is craving. Rag, Arati, Virati. Arati, Rati 也是贪爱的了，喜爱。那么 Raga 是贪，这个全部都是你的，都是那个贪的了。所以他们三个的名字是 Tangha, Arati and Raga, daughters of Mara， 是三个。
What's Arati and Vagga in English?
Raga is craving. Arati is Arati Virati Papa Majapana Samyamo Appamado Dhammesu Eta Mangalam Uttama. Arati Virati. But this Rati is a delight. Non-delight means hatred. Arati. Hey, Tangha craving. So but these three are actually very beautiful. This actually is a fairy. 他们是仙女来的，他们也是那个Mara 的女儿，是 daughter of the Mara. So Buddha said, I felt no desire in me for sensual pleasure. 那么他看到这三个这么漂亮的都没有想说哦这么漂亮啊，这样的 desire 有这样的念头。After all, what is this body which is full of filth? 他说呢，那个婆罗门的女子啦，更何况这个女子啦，这个身体都是尿的粪的一个女子 ，full of 那个 filth 垃圾嘅呢個鬼性苦垃圾。So 你查某我聽到這裡啦，以前啊，啥物啊，喝啦，就想到伊啦，伊講伊心想啦，武打也是賣伊啊，講賣我就好啦，你唔係講到我安尼，講啊成個安尼垃圾嘛，用我看到買動物啊，You understand what I say 啊？ Even I don't want to use my leg to touch you. You are so dirty. So Buddha used this word, actually hurt her so much. So she had this revenge or grudge. I suppose you. After all, what is this body full of filth? So the Buddha knew from the beginning that the Brahmin and his wife had reached the state of mental purification. Well, they could attain anagami that very day. Hence, his reply to the Brahmin in the above manner. Actually, Buddha, before he already knew this, the Brahmin and the wife, they already had very highly spiritual kind of stage. So when they are able to attain this anagami stage if Buddha just pointed to them the Dhamma. So Buddha uttered this word, but it hurts the other two. Actually hurt this lady, Magandia, but help the other two to attain the third stage of enlightenment. So do you have any comment on this one?
Third stage of
Third stage.
enlightenment.
Yeah, anagami.
And yet they had the thought that nobody deserves their daughter more than the Buddha.
Oh,
That is
before. Because before that, these two, but they already being quite a developed person.
Yeah,
So Buddha knew that they could attain the third stage of enlightenment. So then purposely Buddha altered this verse in order to enlighten them to reach the third stage of enlightenment.
So that means they had already attained the first
No,
and
not
second
yet.
stage. First and second,
Not yet. But when Buddha altered this one only, then the two got into very fast, very soon, first, second, third, and then attained the third.
Straight away, first, second, third.
Yeah, it's not like this jump over to become third,
Okay.
but already very soon, and then come to the third. But then it was very hurt to this Magandia. And then Magandia wanted to take revenge. She said that if you don't want me, you just say you don't want me. But why you say that even my food would not like to touch you such a dirty, a future body. So on hearing those words of the Buddha, both the Brahmin and his wife realized that all beauty is impermanent and attained the third stage of sainthood. So these two, when Buddha uttered it, then both of them actually attained the third stage of enlightenment. After attaining the third stage of enlightenment, both of them renounced the world and become a monk and a nun, bhikkhuni. Then this lady was taken care. I mean, the daughter was taken care by, I think, her uncle or someone, and then later was introduced to the king. Later we will see the king. So they entrusted their daughter to the care of her uncle, and both joined the order. Eventually, they attained arahanthood. Oh, finally, these two also become an arahant. 他的父亲母亲立嘅老母成阿羅漢，特別集福嘅各位，唔錯啊！係有呢個六地嘅。
Yeah.
So, but the story does not end here and there. The daughter Magandia was very proud, and she took the Buddha's word as a personal insult. 那有一些人呢，他们不能够接受这些的人讲这些的话。So when we are in samsara, we are very dangerous. Sometimes we can take the words, and sometimes we cannot take people talk whatever. So then we have the action, the reaction. People action, then reaction. So I can create a karma. Sometimes bad, very bad karma also because of this. Because of what? Egoism, ego. Because insult, they don't use the word insulting. Insult 是什么叫中文？好像在个
骚扰，
insult 你了，他已经好像说你什么不好了。Personal insult. She became very bitter, 这个玛甘迪亚 and vowed to take revenge when the opportunity arose. 他要想找机会，假如我有机会呢，我要报仇。在 Buddhism 里面呢，我们就 Buddhism actually we do not take revenge. We only have metta. We don't say take revenge. 这个就是Dhammapada有一个了，以恨呢对恨呢，那个恨呢永远不能消失，有没有这句话？在Dhammapada里面有，那个是什么故事？其实那个故事呢是那个呢Yakini的故事，夜叉女。
哦，那个要吃他的小孩子，
是Yakini 的这个故事。Later, her uncle presented Magandia to King Udena. And this king is King Udena. And she became one of his consorts. Then during the time the king had so many wives. So one is the first one, is the queen. Then later all the consorts. There are how many consorts? I don't know. So this consort. Magandia learned the arrival of the Buddha in Kosambi and how Samawati and her maids pay homage to him through holes in the walls of their living quarters. So Magandia come to know that Buddha, now this Buddha in where, Kosambi. When we talk about Kosambi, can you remember what is the story of Kosambi?
The monks were
quarrel that time there. Then later Buddha left the place, Kosambi. So the king was actually in that region. Because usually the king is Malaysia is state there. Sultan. It's a big a country, a king. So it's so the Magandia 在講Buddha 到Kosambiแล้วSamawati กับ伊妹嗰兩種惡坑啊，就喺啲搶嘅惡坑。So 伊去 report 佢哋伊即係 King Udena 聽，講咧伊人嗰兩種啲查某啊，嗰兩對 Buddha 對 King Udena 無忠誠啊，嗰個頭看白嚟打波。So Samawati and her maid, Magandia told the king that Samawati and her maids had made holes in the wall for their of their living quarters and were being unfaithful to him. King Udena saw the holes in the walls, but when the matter was explained to him, he did not get angry. Actually, this story have another talking about. When this was reported to him, he was angry at the beginning. So, and then I think this the story come, 他就是用箭要射他们，是不是？记得吗？ He made the Samawati to stand and the maid in one line, and use his arrow want to shoot through all these the queen and the maid together. The king. But then I think this is one incident. But then because due to the metta, spreading of the metta of this Samawati and also the maid, so the arrow actually, I don't know how it
doesn't reach them.
I don't know how. Then how it come just cannot go through. So, and later this king come to realize that actually it's not the real case in that way. But Magandia persisted in trying to make the king believe that Samawati was not loyal to him. and was trying to kill him. Then she also make another thing， 就是呢放那个蛇有一只的蛇呢放在好像一个竹筒里面，那么呢就好像在那个 king 来的时候，在萨玛瓦蒂那边呢就放出来，说那个萨玛瓦蒂那个萨玛瓦蒂 want to kill the king 这样的东西。所以 she actually made two attempts to want to make the king to believe that Samawati and was not royal to him. So was not royal to him and was trying to kill him. On one occasion, knowing that the king would be visiting Samawati within the next few days, and that he would be taking along his lute 是那个那个笛子是吗？我们中文叫笛子。lute with him. Magandia instead insert a snake into the lute and cover the hole with a bunch of flowers. 所以他呢就呢先放小蛇进去了，有毒蛇，小的毒蛇进去。Magandia followed King Udena to Samawati's quarters after trying to stop him on the pretext that she had just some premonition that she was worried about her safety. Premonition
is like a
预先知道。Before is when something would happen, something like that.
Could foresee.
Foresee something will happen. So the Samawati, this Magandia tried to make this kind of story, worry about his safety. So at Samawati's palace, Magandia removed the bunch of flowers from the hole of wood, and the snake came out hissing and coiled itself on the bed. So 他来到那个 Samawati， 我们来 Samawati 邊 visit 就 Magandia 對了，特別咧 actually 頭邊嗰啲蛇，到底嗰啲笛子嗰邊，然後特別咧一放嗰啲蛇咧，一講是 Samawati 啊，係我嚟講。So Magandia's the snake came out hissing and coiling itself on the bed. When the king saw the snake, he believed that 我看到了 the snake 時陣就相信哇，你啊，你係害我。Magandia's word that Samawatis were trying to kill him. The king was furious. He commanded Samawati to stand and awe. 第一次的时候其实这个时候才是第一次的时候他不相信了，因为那个洞啊。那个时候他就没有事了，这样。可是这一次呢，想要害他了，那么他就叫那个王后呢，全部站着呢一起 I shoot this time. He commanded the Samawati to stand and all of her ladies to line up behind her. Then he fitted his bow with an arrow dipped in poison and shot the arrow. But Samawati and her ladies bore no ill towards the king, and through the power of goodwill, metta, the arrow did not hit the target, although the king was an excellent archer. So, 在这个 11 benefits, one of the benefits also like this one, metta, the poison will not harm you, and then what? Fire. Another what is weapons. So if you really have this metta, your metta is so powerful, then this thing really will happen. 這裡講嘅 metta 嘅故事講入面啊 ，metta 有11項嘅利益，其中一個就是講咧武器毒，了這款嘅物件，佢了你未上得路。So 這裡 Samawati before. So told the maid all together to spread the metta, to the king, saying that no ill will towards the king Udena. So through that power lah, so the king the arrow they shoot to the target. The arrow did not hit the target, although the king was an excellent archer. Seeing this obvious miracle, so you on for the wow, and what until it shoot to ilang kaya abile until it sound. The king realized the innocence of Samawati and gave her permission to invite the Buddha and his disciple to the palace for alms food and religious discourses. So at this time onward, then see, this is very miracle. Then the king allowed Samawati to invite the Buddha and the monks to come to the palace for the lunch and to listen to the Dhamma. Okay. Mahagantia, realizing that none of her plots had materialized, make a final infallible plan. Infallible means
fall. I think it's not gonna fail.
yeah, it means actually it will really
Meticulous.
He will really happen this thing. So she sent a message to her uncle with full instruction to go to Samawati's palace and burn down the building with all the women inside. So this actually is very, actually the 500s of them, is when they say about the mix altogether, usually they want to use the number 500. 500个，500个那个宫女全部呢，他叫他的uncle呢，跟一帮的人呢，全部去烧这个王后的这个宫殿，搞了该烧死个了。Samawati together with the mix all inside there to burn them all. So as the house was burning, so Samawati still have to what? To reap the karma of her past life. So she also get burned down and also the maid found. Another story will come. So Samawati palace was burned down. The building was with all the women inside. Buddha disciple. Kalau ending, you know what I say? 你知道我讲的是什么意思吗？
知道啊。
所以你看到他这么诚心的，请佛陀的了，听佛陀讲法的，死的不好死。
那你自己的业呢？没办法。是
啊，这个你看啊，在我们凡夫的话呢，没有看到这个因果前世了，我们就会这样看咯，是吗？所以你看他 so pious a lady, but die in this way, was burned down. 路听有啊，这无事啊，成个讲路啦，我哋嚟看嚟，大禮拜嚟這邊做單咯
，free cremation，
แล้ว可能做下啲嘢啦，你能講啦，做好就做，你哋覺得冇用嘅，That people because see only can see this thing and I mean this level. So Samawati was died in this way, and also the maid altogether, 500 of them. So Samawati palace was burned down, the building with all the women inside. As the house was burning, Samawati and her mix of honor being advanced in spiritual attainment continued to meditate in the danger. But then the Samawati told them, when the burning, we cannot escape them, we only spread metta, and so they developed spiritual attainment higher and higher. So thus some of them attained the second stage of sainthood, and the rest were also benefited before the palace was got with them inside. So we let them to equal, we have to equal, we have equal, we equal, we see As soon as he heard the news, the king rushed to the scene. So 王聽到講，哎喲，這個 palace shows 了Samawati死個嘢咪個了。But then it was too late. Already burned down. She suspected that it was done at the instigation of Magandia, but he did not show that he was suspicious. 这王不是这样搞，他很聪明，他知道说这个应该是这个人做的，这个女做的马干迪亚。你一买讲啊，我知了。那当今呢，伊爱吹出来的呀，叫人收的。Instead, he said, "While Samawati was alive, I have been fearful and alert, thinking I might be harmed by her. Only now is my mind at peace." 然後伊條啲講啊，我Samawati有時陣啊，有啲嘅時陣咧，我當然心就煩惱，驚講嘢害我死啊！當然Samawati死了，我的心就硬了。Who could have done this? 他說呢，誰呢做這樣的啦？這個是一種好事嘛。好啊，我呢當然啦。免講啊，會驚啊！即係Samawati佢害我啦，等於係Samawati死了。然後頭啲講啊，啱啱做這裡啦。然後 it must only have been done by someone who loved me dearly。講咧，這裡做這裡Samawati死嘅咧，是這裡人就定都是真係愛我這裡人啦，愛我這王嘅人，頭啲講啦。Hearing this, the foolish Magandia promptly admitted that it was she who instructed her uncle to do this terrible deed. Look what foolish. She was so foolish that she admitted, "是我做。你想講你王公啊，好老意啊，好老意講啊，丟這裡這Samawati，但係講是我叫我 uncle 做。Then upon the king pretended to be very pleased with her and said that he would grant her a great favor and honor all her relatives. Then 這裡王頭啲講，哇！你講你真係好啦，你做這裡啦，然後這裡攏總愛有獎賞。然後 whoever 這裡有 take part 嘅啦，假了名報出來咧，我假了送伊人，賞伊人嚇。學伊人女也是學伊人嘅 title 咯。然後你 foolish 就冇講是我做了，你 uncle 了，伊 uncle 嘅冚唪唥假了都名報出來嘅咧，咧有會無 related 嘅假了攏都拖啲來。假了是講咧是伊人假了伊是幫做。So the relatives were sent for and they came gladly. 伊人假了叫來是歡喜嘅事啊，你是幫講。On arrival at the palace, all of them, including Magandia, were seized and put to death in the palace courtyard. How you know? Actually, all 叫人多到特坑嘅幾啦，攞種落去啲啊，大啦，少人知大人嗰啲，所以係慘。So this was evil. Thus, the evil Magandia was punished for plotting the death of the holy queen and her attendants. So it come happen in this very life. So when the Buddha was told about these two incidents, he said that those who are mindful do not die, but those who are negligent are as dead even while living. So then Buddha repeat this Dhammapada 21, 22, 23 all together, saying about this. Who are mindful, then we do not die. If those not mindful, negligent, 就是放逸的人呢，就好像死了，已经死了。So this story is very famous story in Dhammapada. We talk about this one, and this is a story. The king actually 这个 king Udena， 然后这个 person， 这些是在历史上有的。这个王 Udena 王， 那么马甘迪啊这些，所以这个故事呢，不是随便乱出来的。So today the story and the Dhammapada is like this. So we practice the Dhamma, so we will attain the Nibbana and not coming to death. Otherwise, we are born and die and born and die in this samsara for a long time. Okay, today up to here. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we share our merits. Ettavata champehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva sabbe bhuta sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idam me punyang asavakaya vanghotu nibbanasa paccayo hotu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.就都讲讲。
今天是今天几